So the discussion of Star Wars being a dead brand comes up a lot on this channel. I'm just being real. Like it comes up a lot because a lot of people talk about it. Like people I think people are going to be pissed about Star Wars for a long, long time, a long time. And now apparently it's also kind of trickling down to other versions of Star Wars outside of TV shows, outside of movies. Apparently, from a toy insider, an alleged Star Wars toy insider. So this is a rumor, but they claim that the Baby Yoda sales are in a big decline, and apparently the Star Wars merchandise is no longer considered cream of the crop when it comes to actual merchandise for movie IPs. So that's pretty interesting to me because, as you guys are aware, and I've said this many, many times, Star Wars was a brand that the moment it came out with a movie, the moment it came out with anything for Star Wars, it didn't matter. Movie, merchandise, TV shows, theme parks, anytime it came out with something, it would print money. It would be like the easiest money that you can honestly make. But now, apparently, that's not the case anymore. So we're going to get into the article, guys. This one comes from good old Bounding Into Comics. Link is in the description box below. It says, alleged Star Wars toy insider makes a claim that Baby Yoda sales in decline and that Star Wars merchandise no longer considered cream of the crop. An alleged Star Wars toy insider claims the shine on Baby Yoda or Grogu might have fallen following the release of the book of Boba Fett. And not only has the shine fallen from Baby Yoda, but Star Wars toys in general are no longer considered the cream of the crop. Disney insider WDW Pro shared a statement from this alleged toy insider to Twitter, which was also shared to Bounding Into Comics. The insider notes that following the release of the first season of The Mandalorian, demand for Baby Yoda merchandise was high, and for about 2 years, those Baby Yoda shipments were a nice bandage on the Star Wars section of the business plan, plugging holes of the leaky ship. Which, listen, I get that. That's true. I mean, I don't see why not. They make a lot of money off this stuff. I mean, listen, the amount of money that it takes to make this stuff is so cheap, and they could sell it at a massive premium because they slap their official licensing on the actual packaging, so everybody who buys it, they can claim that it's an official licensed product, and then once they slap that on, they can charge a premium for it on top of being able to charge a premium for it anyway because of the IP itself. So they make insane money from this merchandise, and honestly, it's not too shocking to see something decline in terms of sales, because how long can you actually sell the same product for many years? You know what I mean? Like Mandalorian, yes, it's a decent IP. It was much hotter in the initial season compared to the most recent one, but it's still a good IP overall, and people are still mostly into it for the most part. Obviously, you're going to have people who are not into it for different reasons, like the show where it went, and on top of the whole Gina Carano stain on it. Like it was a big deal. But I can't see Baby Yoda merchandise selling consistently for, honestly, I'm surprised it even went 2 years, to be honest with you. Like I can't see them selling consistently over 2 years at a hot price, like a hot market. I can't see that. I can see it naturally, obviously declining over time, unless a new season comes out for The Mandalorian and it kind of re-sparks it, then yeah, I can see it going back to a hot seller. But I just think this is more of a natural decline. But let's read more into it. It says, however, the veneer on Baby Yoda has appeared to wear off as the insider claims that Disney overshipped Baby Yoda merchandise and retailers were not able to actually sell the product. He explains Yoda ships were way too high for the pickup, way too high to the point of initiating retail cleanup for some of the weaker extensions, novelty stuff too. Now, just a complete random notation, I actually went to a Hobby Lobby a few weeks ago, and when I went to a Hobby Lobby, there was two massive fixtures of nothing but Baby Yoda and Star Wars clearance. I just want to throw that out there. Like, the stuff did not sell. It was very clear that the stuff sat for a long time, and I could get a mug for like $1.97 or something like that. Like, it was insanely cheap. Obviously, I did buy it, but I'm just throwing that out there. But it was insanely cheap, and there was two huge fixtures littered with the stuff. It was a bunch of mugs, Baby Yoda stuff, Mandalorian stuff. It was everywhere. So the stuff obviously did not sell. So there is some truth to this statement. It says the insider went on, generally pickup is very slow right now. Remember, baby, which was the internal lingo, baby for some reason the word Yoda was avoided. Baby is not an evergreen. Matter of fact, Star Wars Inc. may no longer fit certain definitions of the term. Monopoly is an evergreen. Not only did this insider claim that Baby Yoda merchandise isn't doing as well as it previously did when The Mandalorian first debuted, but apparently the character got beaten heads up marketing at Walmart in Kalamazoo. The insider explains, not from the toy side, but another category, doing small intercepts, standing in the parking lot of a Walmart in Kalamazoo, waited for population age groups. They're shown images on 2x2 boards, Baby Yoda full body, and other is Darth Vader headshot. Which one has more recognition, do you think? Not even close. The insider then reveals, okay, after a whole morning of this, a decision is made to downshift. This time, Baby goes up against R2-D2. Again, parking lot of Walmart in Kalamazoo. This is America. Who actually wins the head-to-head? Correct, the original droid. So Baby Yoda just isn't stacking up compared to the original characters from the original Star Wars, which, I'm going to be honest with you, is not very surprising to me. I don't think this should be surprising to anyone. The original Star Wars is always going to have a place in a lot of people's hearts. Not only that, a lot of older people who grew up with Star Wars is going to push the original Star Wars on their children because they probably don't like the new shit. Let's be real. A lot of people don't like the new stuff. So it says, oh, but it doesn't end there. R2 cleaned Baby Yoda's clock on the sub-questions as well. Not just awareness, which one are you more interested in, whose adventures would you rather follow, etc. He relayed the R2 picture used, I think, was from Empire, Cloud City, front leg down, classic. The insider then declared, even the biggest character of a small limited viewing TV show can't compare to the cultural power of a real Star Wars. A couple years of okay to strong sales, sure, plug some holes, but you're still big picture rearranging the chairs on the deck of the Titanic. That's a great analogy because honestly, Star Wars can make a lot of bank off of its name, but at the end of the day, that bank is running less and less and less as time goes on, especially after the latest trilogy. It didn't make what it should have made according to their their budgets and everything like that, and their merchandise is not selling as strong. Obviously, Star Wars is slowly but surely declining. It's just an obvious thing. I mean, I don't understand. A lot of people don't see it. I get it. You may still like the shows. That's fine. You may love Andor, and Andor actually is a good show. So that's okay. But honestly, as a brand, as a whole, you got to look at it objectively and say, this is going to be a problem. This is a long-term problem, in my opinion. So it says, as for how to solve this problem, the insider points to a stronger storytelling from Lucasfilm and Star Wars for Baby Yoda to hang on and hope to build, especially if the wish is to develop toy subcats where the play pattern involves the character interacting using the personalities and storylines presented in the movies, TVs, and books. He needs a true, intricate story that is his own, ideally more than one. That's true too. Baby Yoda being a sidekick to the Mandalorian is kind of like, it's not really intriguing for people who maybe want to keep him. Aside from girls who maybe like the cutesy stuff, you're not really going to get a lot of people who want to be all for Baby Yoda like that, in comparison to the other characters anyway. It says, in fact, Baby Yoda might actually need a stronger villain than Moff Gideon as well. The insider detailed why a strong villain is necessary to move an entire line of merchandise. When I was running a section of the line in the prequel days, Darth Maul was a great example of a breakout where he was burning through pegs even more than already planned for. Rule of thumb back then in toy merch, if your villain wasn't moving, then you were at risk for the overall line. He added, we removed Jar Jars and replaced them with even more Mauls in early case packs and in the various assortments of the sublines. You need to get the villain in the house for boys to build their collections around because of the play pattern. That's true too. Like the villain characters were the only ones that I ever actually bought when I was younger. So I loved playing as the villain. I still love a good villain now, and it doesn't really change anything for me. So it says WDW Pro concurred with this sentiment. That is a fantastic point. That's a masterclass in understanding how boys play with their action figures and why it's so important for every intellectual property out there that is going to be merch heavy to have an awesome villain. So look, guys, like I said, this is something that doesn't surprise me at all. I kind of saw this coming a mile away. A lot of people saw this coming a mile away. Star Wars as a whole, it's just not as strong as it used to be. We say it all the time, but it needs to constantly be said because people really have it in their heads that this latest trilogy was like, oh, the greatest thing ever. No, it wasn't. It really hurt the brand. And then those terrible TV shows that came out after, with the exception of Andor, but even Andor is a little bit too late, those hurt the brand as well. And it just kind of kept it, it kept it stagnant. Like it didn't kill the brand. It hurt the brand, but it kept the brand kind of like even. It kept the brand even to where it was after the fall of the latest trilogy. It kept it even. So like they keep using the analogy of the Titanic. At this point, the Titanic is kind of tipping upwards a little bit, but something is trying to pull it back down, but it's not heavy enough to pull it down, but it's just heavy enough to keep it where it's at. And that's exactly what's going on with Star Wars. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought of today's story, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.